Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all, while others struggle to get by? Why some people are happy, healthy and successful, while others are unhappy, sick and poor? Is it just luck? Or is there something more behind it? What if I told you that there is a hidden wisdom that can help you unlock the hidden mysteries of life and help you achieve your highest potential? A wisdom that was passed down from secret societies and occult masters for millennia, but is now available for anyone who seeks it. Wisdom that can transform your mind, body and spirit and align you with the natural laws of the universe. It's called Hermeticism, or specifically the 7 Hermetic principles. Hermeticism is an ancient and philosophical tradition that originated in Egypt around the 1st or 2nd century AD. It is based on teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, which translates to the thrice greatest, a legendary figure who was said to be the messenger of the gods and the source of all knowledge. Hermes wrote several texts known as the 7 Hermetic Principles, which outline the nature of the universe and how we can use our minds to influence it. In this video, I will explain each of the 7 Hermetic Principles in simple terms and show you how you can apply them in your own life. By understanding and practicing these interconnected principles, you will be able to tap into the power of your mind and create your own reality. You will also discover the connection between yourself and the universe, and how you can use this to your advantage. All of this information comes from the book The Kyballion by the 3 Initiates. It's not expensive and I fully recommend that you get it. Let's get into it. The first principle is the law of mentalism. It states that all is mind, the universe is mental. So what does this mean? It means every single thing that exists is a manifestation of a single universal mind or consciousness. In the Kyballion, this mind is known as the All, the One, the Source or God. Everything we see and perceive as reality is in fact a mental projection of this mind. Now this principle implies that our own mind is a part of this one mind, a part of that all, and our mind has the same creative power that it has itself. So we can use our minds to shape our reality according to our thoughts, beliefs and feelings. Whatever we think and feel becomes our experience. This is exactly why we have to become more aware of our mental state and choose positive thoughts over negative ones. One way of looking at this is like through the lens of quantum physics, okay, where nothing is static or objective. Everything depends on the observer. You can see this in things like the double slit experiment or the placebo effect, where doctors give patients sugar pills for whatever their ailment is, and because they believe they're receiving medicine, they actually recover from their illness, all down to what they believe. Even light can be perceived as a wave or a particle, depending on how it's measured, which suggests that reality is mental and something that actually happens on the inside of us rather than the outside. The second principle is the law of correspondence, which states, as above, so below, as within, so without. The interesting thing about all of these principles is that many of them, if not all of them, are completely interconnected. You see, the first principle of mentalism suggests that the universe is mental, okay, which is saying that not only is it a mental projection inside us, but we're also operating as part of a universal mind, so as within, so without. The easiest way I could probably describe the law of correspondence, as above, so below. If you look at the similarities between, say, lightning when it strikes, or the roots of a tree, and then the human nervous system, you'll see striking similarities. As within, so without, right? As above, so below. If you take a look at a picture of the entire universe and then look at the picture of the human eye, you will see striking similarities. This law is saying, as within, so without. As you feel within, that is exactly what the world will reflect back to you. The third principle is the law of vibration, that states nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Every single thing in the universe, from the smallest atom to a galaxy, is in a constant state of motion and energy, and this energy vibrates at different frequencies or rates depending on the nature of it. The human body is not actually solid. Nothing is solid. It just appears solid because of its vibratory rate. So what does this mean for you? It means you are a vibratory being also. You have your own unique frequency, and your thoughts, your feelings and your beliefs affect your vibration. As within, so without, right? This is the whole basis of the law of attraction. When you vibrate at a higher rate, you are in alignment with joy, peace, abundance. When you vibrate at a lower rate, you're aligned with fear, shame, guilt. One way you can raise your vibration is to practice gratitude. Now, people talk shit about gratitude lists all the time. For me, gratitude is, I don't know what I can say about it. It's literally what makes things happen. So take some time every day and write a small list of just 3 things that you feel grateful for. Okay, trust me. Now, the 4th law is the law of polarity, which states everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. If you think of hot and cold, right, you say, oh, you know, they're two completely opposite things. If you look at love and hate, positive and negative, good and evil, okay, you would say they're all completely different things, okay? And although they're opposite to each other, they're not actually different. They're 2 variations of the same thing, okay? Hot and cold are variations in temperature, right? Love and hate are just variations of emotion. They're on the same scale, okay? They're just at polar opposite. Now, what this law teaches you is that you basically have the ability to change your perception of a feeling or a situation to make it benefit you. One way to think about this would be like if you grew up, you know, if you had a troublesome childhood, shall we say, you grew up in a negative household, or if you grew up in poverty, you could complain about that, okay? You could play the victim, okay? You could take on a victimhood mentality, okay? Or you can flip it on its head and be like, okay, I went through all of these hard things. I had to overcome all of these things. You can turn it into a positive, okay? It can give you more determination, more drive and more grit, and you can use those negative situations to create a positive, to actually benefit you. If you're in a state of sadness, you can always remember back to a time when you felt happiness, when you felt joy for something, and you can actually polarize yourself with the state that you're at this current time. This is actually really powerful, and the real value of this is it allows you to find balance in the extremes of different situations and tap into the full spectrum of possibilities. Now, the next principle is the law of rhythm, which states that everything flows in and out, okay? Everything has its natural ebb and flow. The pendulum manifests in everything, and the measure of the pendulum swinging to the right will be the exact measurement of the pendulum swinging to the left. Now, everything in the universe has its natural rhythm, okay? It has a natural ebb and flow to it. Think about it, right? Sometimes you can feel incredibly motivated, determined, and like have so much drive, you know, and feel uplifted. Other times you can feel completely sad, unmotivated, lazy. But everything has its own time of growth and decay, right? Creation and destruction, expansion and contraction. So how can we use this principle to improve our lives? I would explain this as basically going with the flow. Okay, when you're in an uptrend, ride the wave, okay? Feel gratitude, celebrate the fruits of your labor. If you're in a downtrend, that's okay. You need to understand and take the view of the bigger picture and just be like, this is just going to pass. This is just all part of the process, and that's okay. When you understand that, you know, you're in a very tidal kind of cycle, you can ride the waves a lot easier. It's all part of the process, so trust the process. Now, principle number 6 is a big one, okay? And it's something that you would have heard without even realizing it was a hermetic principle, okay? Principle number 6 is the law of cause and effect, which states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is a name for a law not recognized. Now, this principle implies that nothing happens by chance, okay? And it manifests on all planes: spiritual, mental, and physical. On the spiritual plane, feelings and beliefs create your reality. Listen to this part, okay? On the spiritual plane, feelings and beliefs create your reality. On the mental plane, our attitudes affect our actions. And on the physical plane, our actions produce our results. Now, every single thing, okay, you are experiencing in your life right now is like an energetic signature of all of your past vibrations or causes that have basically solidified into your current effects. Now, this last principle is the law of gender, which states gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine aspects, and gender manifests on all planes. Now, when you hear the word gender, do you think biological sex? Do you think social gender roles or personal identity? Gender right now is a very, very complex topic and has become like a trigger word for many, many people. But it is also a principle that applies to everyone and everything. Now, this principle states that everything has its masculine and feminine properties, okay? These are two modes of expression that apply to all of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Think about the masculine energy, right? It's dominant, it's assertive, it's analytical, logical, rational, while the feminine energy is more passive, receptive, intuitive, creative, and emotional. These energies are not actually opposites, okay? They're supposed to be complementary. They work together to create harmony and balance, both in ourselves and the world around us. Think of it like two sides of the same coin, or two magnetic poles. Now, this principle teaches us that we need to balance all of these qualities inside us, both to improve ourselves and our relationships with other people. We shouldn't be suppressing or denying either side. Ambition, nurturing, logic, intuition, creativity, analysis, they're all supposed to work together. Once we do this, we can experience a type of harmony that allows us to express our full purpose and potential. Guys, remember, it is your God-given right to be successful, and it's your responsibility to reach your potential.